Okay, so now we're gonna explore a sigil. And I turned the levels up a little bit on the volume, so I think maybe you'll at least be able to hear things a little bit better. Mort leveled up while we're in there, so we're gonna deal with that and get all the points and stuff set up. He gets, you know, just more hit points. He's a fighter character, so he's not gonna get any cool special abilities when he levels up. And the first interesting person we meet here will be Pox. This cowled figure is hunched by the mortuary gate. His face is obscured by the shadows of his hood. What little you can see is his chin, which is covered with stubble and what appears to be a foul green and purple rash. The rash seems heaviest around his neck, fading as it crawls up to his chin. Greetings. The figure doesn't budge. There's a moment of silence. Then he responds in a high-pitched voice that sounds more suited to a girl of 10 years than a man. Hi? Who are you? I'm not going to attempt to voice act him. Pox, I am. Hi. Pox? Mother and father named me. Wished a pox on firstborn. A curse given came true, it did. Hi. Again, your eyes are drawn to the purplish-green rash covering Pox's chin and neck. Oh, I see. I had questions for you. What are you doing? Wait for debtors, do I? Hi, debtors, corpses, why? Find a debtor, take him through the gate, get some jink, then again, I wait, hi. Through the gate, why? A debtor's to a dustman what copper's to a collector. Bring them the dead, they give you copper at the gate, they do, hi. Why do dustmen pay for the dead? Streets clean, debtors put in their place, streets don't stink, dead aren't lost, keep inside gate, all happy, hi. What do the dustmen do with the debtors they buy? Haul debtors inside the gate, put 'em on slabs, cut 'em up, bury 'em, and make 'em walk, aye? Make them walk? Hi, they make 'em get back up if the debtor gives the dustman leave to, and the debtor becomes a scales or a zoms. Is the front gate the only way inside the mortuary? Aye, only debtor or dustman get in the gate, do they? They do. You want Pox to make you debtor again? Again? Hi, many times you ask. Pox always do. How many times exactly? Many time, hi? So we've met before. Hi? What do you know about me? For a debtor who don't stay debtor for long, hi? Deal square with Pox, you do. Do you know anything else about me? You a debtor who don't stay debtor for long, hi? Deal square with Pox, you do. Do you know anything besides that? No. Kill me then. I want to get inside the mortuary. No. You can also sneak in just by pretending. We're not going to do either of those, even though it does give you experience for doing so. We're going to wait on that. Do you know someone named Farad or Farad? Hi, Farad, collector. Big name, has weight, casts long shadow, it does. Collector, that's just, you know, do you know where I might find him? Hi, in the hive here he is, somewhere. Can you be more specific? Somewhere's in the hive he is. Farad hide he does. Very hard finding he is. Not worth finding. Not worth finding? What do you mean? Many hates him, other collectors even. Sharegrave hates him, not like Farad at all, hi? Sharegrave. Question mark. Hi, Sharegrave, big name, carry weight, casts long shadow he does. Tell Pox what to do he does. Would your boss, the Sharegrave, know where Farad is? Aye, Sharegrave knows darks, he does. No Farad a hiding, he does. Sharegrave the Ragpicker Square, many blocks west of here, aye? Say Sharegrave that Pox send you. Tell him Sharegrave become sharecropper with Pox, he will. I have some other questions. I've lost a journal. Aye, no journal have I seen. Things get lost in the hive, never found again. Maybe journal one of them. And that's all we've got to say with Pox. Now we're going to hop on inside this building here. And this is where we would have come out had we taken the portal. It's a little bit of money. We got 208 commons. And there's a note to Vaxis, who was the guy faking zombie. And it basically tells him that there are these anarchists who are seeking to spy on the Dustmen, and that they need to investigate Emmerich and Farad also. And the note is from a guy named Penn. So we'll hold on to that, and we'll skip on out of here. And there's plenty for us to do in this area. I also want to find... here it is. A Dabus. You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair. That's more than a shock, I would say. Its skin has a greenish cast, and a pair of goat horns, protrudes from its forehead. It's dressed in long flowing robes and appears to be floating slightly above the ground. Greetings. The creature turns to face you, and a series of symbols appear above its head. There are the symbols. The symbols have a slight glow about them, and they just hover there. Oh, for the power's sake, piking Dabus. What's wrong? He's a Dabus. They speak in rebuses. These annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him if you want to. An annoying bunch. My bet, they can speak. They just would rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're saying. What's a Dabus? Chantas, they're janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around breaking, fixing, and patching up sigil according to their whims. They're worse than corpse flies, mort size. You can't swat 'em, though, or the lady'll get upset. Lady of Pain, who's that? She runs this city. You'll know her if you see her. She's got these blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground just like these guys. Mort nods at the Dabus, who's looking at you both. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is that you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice, run. I see. The Dabus waits patiently, its hands tucked into its sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above its head. Then they vanish, and a question mark appears. Try and strike up a conversation and see if you can translate. You ask the Dabus several questions, trying to get a feel for the rebuses that appear above its head. It is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. It feels like you've done this before. Maybe you can help me. Who are you? The Dabus inclines his head slightly, and a stream of symbols appear above his head. You think he's saying he's a Dabus. What are you doing? A batch of symbols appear above the Dabus's head. You think he's saying he's attending to his duty, or duties. I have another question. Can you tell me of the Lady of Pain? A lone symbol appears above the Dabus's head. This one shows a metallic female mask with blades coming out of the sides. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. That's all I wish to know. The Dabus bows slightly. Symbols swirl around its head, and it turns away.
All right. Done.
Uh-oh. So this is an angry Hive dweller. I'm not here to rob you, I just have some questions. So it gives you some background on the city and everything. And Sigil is called the City of Doors. Basically, there's a portal to anywhere all over the place. And we're just clicking through here trying to get questions. It's also called the Hive because lots of people live here. And the reason that music is kicked up is because we're being attacked.
What's up?
And we're going to get them to focus more. Haha, run away! And there we go. Thugs dealt with. That's what you get for interrupting my talk. A sense of great loss hangs over this elderly woman like a dark cloak. As you watch her, a long, sad sigh escapes her lips. Greetings. She looks up at your face, cloudy eyes squinting and straining to see you clearly. Forgive me, young cutter, but I'm an old woman and don't see so well. Do I know ye? Perhaps, but I don't know you. She mulls your answer over for a moment, nodding. What was it you wanted, then? I had some questions. Questions? Her expression curdles. Oh, no, you're not an adventurer, are you? Name, job, and all that rot, eh? Well, I won't have it! Off with ye. No, I'm not really, at least. Bar that, the old woman jabs her finger at you. I've watched the dustman put the name of me husband, damn his soul, me son, and both me daughters on their memorial, adventurers, all of them. Why, I swung quite a sword myself in the day, so's eyes knows where one when I meet one. The old woman seems to be working herself into a fit. Her face has become flushed and flecks of spittle fly from her lips as she howls at you. Let her continue. I'll bet you've got all sorts of barmy questions. She mimics your heroic stance. Greetings! I have some questions. Can you tell me about this place? Who's the Lady O'Pain? I'm looking for the magic girdle of Swank Iron. Have you seen it? Do you know where a portal to the 2817th plane of the abyss might be? Do you know where the holy flamin' frostband Gronk slayin' Vorpalhammer a woundin' and returnin' and shootin' and lightnin' out your bum is? She spits. Dung, all of it. Only gets ye in the dead book. I ought to kick ye in the shins for even pesterin' a poor woman about it all. Now go away and leaves me in peace. So that's one of the more little funny bits in here. You'll see this lady here, and we'll talk to her. She's staring at the monument. She's afraid of you, and she says that some people attacked her and killed her sisters. And you can offer to go kill some back for her. And I accept, and we'll go ahead and kill them. You see Death of Names here. And he's some weird sort of magic guy.
Updated my journal.
And he can tell you if people are dead or not. And you can bury names and such. And Quentin over here is a guy that tells you about this big monument. And on the big monument, it's a tombstone, basically, and when someone dies, they put your name on it. The dustman, that is. And he talks about the dustman, too. And this guy, you know, he just talks about different dustman beliefs and that kind of stuff. And he says he's just looking at the monument. Now, if you talk to these guys, you can listen to their chanting and hopefully get a response out of them eventually. You have to click through it a bunch of times, but it'll set you towards a funny little encounter later in the game. I'm not going to really commit to it unless it works. Here we go. Lied. No, I'm speaking for a friend, Adon. He's the one who feels anguish over the person who has died. And there we go. So, throughout the game, you can lie to people and tell them that your name is Adon, or mention Adon, and that'll lead to a funny little encounter later on. This is Bane the Sender, and he's a messenger, and you can help him send a message as a little quest, and we'll go ahead and take that quest. He wants you to go see a man named Craddock, who's away in another map area. Once we go there, we'll deal with him. There's one more person to find, though.
Done.
So we're gonna look around. She runs around.
Done.
Pretty crazy, like.
I'm gone.
So she's sometimes kind of hard to track down.
I'm gone. Done.
Come on.
All right. All right. Done.
Oh, seriously? Oh, there she is. Haha. Pause the game. You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. It looks melted, like wax exposed to a great heat.
Updated my journal.
Greetings. What is it you want me? The woman's accent is thick, and you're having difficulty making out what she's saying. And basically her story is that she is a person that walked through a portal on accident and ended up in Sigil, and then in her attempts to escape Sigil and go back to the dimension that she's from, she walked through a portal to some area that was on fire, and she got burnt really badly, and now she's petrified of walking through any door or overhang or anywhere that might be a portal. And she's been stuck here for 30 years.
Updated my journal.
And we tell her if we know of any way to help her, we will.
Done.
And then this is the post, and it's a filthy looking corpse in sad shape, but the dustmen use it as a sort of information kiosk. And you've got a lot of different things, graffiti and notices. The graffiti says Farad with an X over it. And then this is a job. They're offering a bounty on cranium rats. If you find some, you can turn in the tails and get money. The zombie also will tell you where something is. Official notice. It says don't mess with the corpse. The want ad. Then the dustmen are trying to find out where Farad's getting his bodies from. Now, comically, if you examine the graffiti and say Farad, the zombie immediately jerks its left arm upwards and points far to the west and downwards. A moment later, the arm falls back down with a thump. So it points you in the direction of the person you're looking for, because it's a magical zombie. Also, if you examine the corpse, you'll see it has a cobblestone stuck in its head because somebody threw something at it. And if you pull the cobblestone out, you'll get the cobblestone and 250 experience. But the cobblestone doesn't do anything in the game to my knowledge. And then this is Anna, and she's one of the main characters of Torment. You see a striking red-haired girl dressed in leather armor. Her right arm is covered with a series of interlocking plates that look as if they were taken from the skin of some creature, and a horned shoulder piece protects her left arm. Oddly enough, she has a tail, and it's flicking back and forth as you watch. Pike off! The girl ignores you. Who are you? The girl sneers, then makes an obscene gesture with her tail. Pike off, you clueless sod. Hey, easy, I just wanted to ask some questions. Can you tell me where I am? You're lost, but you're about to find trouble. Make yourself lost somewhere else, bubber. I'm looking for someone named Farad. She asks for money. Jink jink. Alright, how much? How about 10? Very well, I had some questions. I'm missing a journal. She doesn't know. And then you can ask her about her tail. And she says, do I now? The girl looks at her tail. So I do. And here I was thinking that it was a trick of me eye. My, aren't ya a shark cutter? She bares her teeth. Why don't ya piss off to whatever hole ya crawled out of and leave me be? Me nor me tail is for trade, jig. I was just curious. And Mort says, it's just as well neither you nor your tail are for sale. You couldn't squeak out a living with them anyway. What are you about, ya blighter? I piss off then, so then we just leave. You can get mad at Anna there and kill her, but it's not generally recommended. So we're going to travel to this little area.
All right.
And then on up to this area. And this is Ragpicker Square, where all of the sort of collectors live. And there's... I'll show you a couple little things here, and we're going to get started on doing some of them. So there's this guy here, Carver. I had some questions for you, Carver. He's a thief for hire. I'm looking for a man named Farad. And he doesn't know. He tells you he works for Sharegrave, the same guy that Pox works for. And he can train you to be a thief. Have you been trained before? No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm going to cuff you now, so dodge it. Dodge the blow. You avoid Carver's blow. Not bad, Cutter. Now about that spot of jink. 50 commons, and I'll see you trained right up. Alright, here you go. He knows you got to stop doing whatever you're doing now, right? You can't be a warrior or whatnot and a thief. Are you alright with that? Yes, I am. So, the way classes work in this game are you have 3 classes to pick from. You can be a fighter, a thief, or a mage. So, and a mage is just a kind of wizard, basically. And you can interchange between the 3 so long as you have someone to train you. And you can level up as you please in the various classes. The story reason for this is that you've had numerous past lives that provide you with a baseline of experiences. So some of them were thieves, some of them were mages, and some of them were fighters. And so you can sort of just bounce around as you wish. You can specialize in one in particular, or you can do a mixture of all 3 if you want, or 2, and just switch back and forth as it pleases you. And this guy just tells you about what thieves do. So you sneak around, you stab people in the back, you steal things, you open locks. And, alright, let's get to training. Learn all that you can. After a long period of training, Carver nods at you in satisfaction. I must say, Cutter, never have I run across a faster learner. I'd almost say you'd done this all before. As Carver speaks, you come to realize that you have done this before. that at one time you possessed all these skills, and the training has reawakened them.
I feel stronger.
Now I've leveled up as a thief. I don't get any more hit points, but I do get skill points for a thief.
Done.
And there's a couple things we can do here in Ragpicker's Square that I would like to do.
All right.
There's this marrow fiend guy here, and he likes to eat dead bodies. I'm gonna let him touch me, and I'm not dead. What do you usually eat dead? What is that finger bone? He's wearing a finger bone around his neck. And he starts to gnaw on it, but you can offer to let him bite you instead. Give me the finger bone first. Alright, now you let him bite you. And his teeth sink into the meat of your forearm and pull a chunk away with a single wrench of his neck. The pain is excruciating, but Marrow Friend sits on his haunches as if nothing had happened, chewing noisily at the mouthful of meat he pulled away.
All right. I'm gone.
So now we have his little ring, or the finger bone. You use it. And this is a well-decayed, nearly meatless finger bone from a humanoid of roughly your size. There's still some sort of odd ring on the finger. It is an intricate thing, sculpted with dozens of tiny ornate flanges and decorative protrusions. Try to pull the ring off the finger. Try as you might, you can't remove the ring. It's almost as if the ring's sharp edges have dug into the lifeless finger itself and refused to release it. You have an odd feeling about it, however. Remove your own finger and replace it with the finger bone. You place the ring finger on your left hand into your mouth, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and bite down as hard as you can. There's a sickening crunch, and you're overcome with the taste and smell of blood. You spit the bloody finger out and place the rotted, ring-laden finger bone against the gushing stump. At first, nothing happens, and you're horrified at the thought of what you've just done. Suddenly, though, you feel a strange tingling sensation as bones fuse and tendons re-knit. In moments, the rotting finger bone has become a living part of your body, though it still throbs painfully. The jagged ring suddenly loosens and slips off into the palm of your hand. And here's our first significant magical item, and it's Mempa's Biting Ring. Mempa was a mage obsessed with the possibility of having her magic items lost or burgled while she was asleep or otherwise incapacitated. While the vast majority of her carried possessions were inseparable from her corpse and thus buried with her, some of her weaker items, early experiments perhaps, were left behind and remain in the world of the living. Mempa's Biting Ring, whose powerful aura protects its bearer from bodily harm, is one such item. However, once placed upon one's finger, the ring bites down and holds on so tenaciously that it's nigh impossible to remove from the bitten digit. And we're going to go ahead and put it on.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
You've got yellow fingers here. He claims that Mort is his skull, so we say he's not. This is not your skull. I've made a mistake. We'll kill him all the same.
I'm gone.
And then there's this room. And this guy is looking for a ruby.
Updated my
He's a
journal.
wizard living in Ragpicker Square. Where is he?
Done.
Well, there's a particular collector I want.
I'm gone.
There he is. Nod, greetings. What are you doing? He's looking for debtors. I'll give him 10. Tell me about Farad. Do you know where I can find him? And Nod's a little weird. But if you say farewell, he asks you a question.
Updated my journal.
And he asks you to go find his sister.
Updated my journal.
And so we do. Well, we agree to go find his sister anyways. And then there's this hut. And that's what we really want. This squat-old woman looks like she has had all the color bled out of her. Everything from her hair to her shawl to her robe, all are shades of gray. The only splotches of color on her come from several strange herbs which are tied to her belt by their stalks. The herbs make a strange swoosh noise when she moves like a broom. The elderly woman turns and stares at you, and you notice the gray shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is a wispy gray, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you. And who might you be, Lie, the name's Adon. Who are you? With a sly cackle, she wags her eyebrows. Have you not heard of old Mebeth, then? The midwife of the square? Have you not now? She narrows her eyes, and her voice drops. Well, now you have, for I be Mabeth. What's a midwife? What do you do? She does... Basically, she's like a doctor. And you can ask her a couple questions, like where Farad is. And she tells you he's under the square.
My journal.
And that there's a gate northwest of here that will take you to Farad. Missing a journal. And she says you'll never see it again. Are you a witch, Mabeth? Mabeth scrutinizes you. I say not as to what I am and isn't, but what you be wanting to know, so fool bad for that you hound an old woman barking and sniffing for a juicy bit of gossip. I want to learn about magic. Can you teach me? Mabeth laughs. Pah! I'm no teacher, no school mistress all set up to teach, like them in the big feast hall. There's others somewhere, I'm sure, that'll spill the dark of it. You'd be wasting your time with old Mabeth, so you would. I don't agree. I think you have a lot to teach. Mabeth looks at you intently. Oh, why do you want to learn such things? Now, for this in the game, your answer to this question plays into a scene much later in the game. Each answer has its own particular consequences. I'm going to choose because I need power. And then she tells you to take this seed and take it to the marketplace and go get some more seeds. And with that, I think I'll stop recording for now. So, probably a good end for a third episode. But basically, in the next episode, we'll be looking at becoming a mage.